Hi there, brilliant people. So today's video is going to be a little bit different because today I'm going to share with you some tales of intuition. Now these are some of my own little tales. If you'd like to have a look at some tales of other people, you might want to have a look at the Masters playlist, because one of the things I do on this channel is talk to people in all sorts of walks of life about their understanding of intuition and some of the things that they've experienced with intuition. But okay, so today I'm just going to share three simple little stories. So the first one, of course, well, I say of course, but it is something that I get asked about a lot. It's about getting my book published, The Soul's Brain. So I wanted to have that book published with Hay House. It is a subject that, that they're a brilliant publisher, and I wanted to be able to work with them. And I was very much aware that they have these writing workshops that enables, some writers who are unknown to be able to get their work published. So I've been thinking about it for a while, and then the first couple of years I thought about it, and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like the time. And then after a couple of years I felt, right, now it's time to go. It's time to go. So I went to the writing workshop, and of course they gave me a book contract out of that workshop. So that worked out brilliantly. So my intuition told me not just, where to go, but when to go. And the second story is a little bit similar in a way. So it's a more common thing, which is was actually about buying a pair of shoes. So I had wandered into a particular shop, and there was a cute pair of sandals there. But when I looked at the price, I thought, I thought it was a bit ridiculous for a pair of shoes, because essentially these were they were like fancy thongs or flip-flops. So these, they just, and I looked at the price of it and I went, I don't think I'm going to pay that amount for that. It's like I'm only prepared to pay, well, actually it was $20. And the original price was a lot more than that. So I put them back down, and I just left. I didn't worry about it. And then one day I got this strong intuitive urge, I need to go into that shop. So I went into there, and there was a basket of those, fancy thongs, sitting there in the basket, and there was just a couple of them left. And of course, one of them was in my size, and of course they were now $20. So one of the most practical uses of your intuition is that it can tell you where and when to find what it is that you're looking for. Now, the third story is sort of like that, but it involves how I trigger your intuition, because for your intuition to work, you have to say it, right, this is what I'm looking for. And the way that I do that is I use a very simple affirmation, when I get stuck with things. And when I'm looking for something, and I use this affirmation, which is, I'm willing to complete this, just show me how. For example, this house of mine, I'd been looking for a house for a little while, but to be honest, my budget was very, very tiny. So I hadn't even looked in this area, because this area, the houses are quite sought after, so the prices were a little bit above my budget. So I hadn't even bothered to look. And then one day I got this really strong urge to look in this area. And so I did, and this house had just come back onto the market, because it had been on the market for a little bit more, but the people who had agreed to buy it, they weren't able to get the finance through. So because of that, I was able to get this house for my price, which was obviously brilliant. So what do all these three tales of intuition have in common? Well, that my intuition told me not just about where to go and what to look for, but when. And this is one of the most powerful things about intuition. It enables us to kind of, if you like, choreograph our life so that we're in the right spot at the right time. And that's makes everything so much easier. So if you'd like to share some of your stories about intuition, please do so in the comments below, because it's always interesting to learn how different people's intuition works. So I look forward to hearing your tales of intuition, and until next time, remember that you're brilliant.